Hello everyone. In this current session, we are going to discuss a very important topic that is called text feature extraction. You may consider it as kind of data pre-processing techniques. So it is like what happens that is a very common thing in machine learning that we have to process and we have to predict some outcome from text documents, okay, which is a kind of collection of words and sentences that we have already discussed about 20 newsgroup dataset from sklearn. So when we need this, then it is very difficult for most of the machine learning algorithms to process that data, because machine learning algorithms expect numerical feature vectors. Okay, they need some numerical data and it should be of fixed length. But in case of our raw data, if you just consider the example of 20 news group, then it is not only a variable length, but the entire thing is text, right? It's kind of collection of letters, words and sentences, so it's very difficult. So actually the algorithms cannot process this data. So what we have to do, we have to do some conversion, some transformation on the data, so that that data can be fed to the machine learning algorithm. So that technique is text feature extraction. So we need text feature extraction to be executed in major three steps, okay. So the first step is called the tokenizing. So it is like suppose there is a sentence having some 5 words, okay. So I can consider a sentence when I get some full stop. So if there are 5 words, then I may consider that okay, this sentence has some total 5 tokens. And suppose there are 10 sentences in the entire document, each having 5 words, then I may say that there are total 50 tokens, okay. And from these 50 tokens, actually tokenizing also contains that part also, that I will identify the unique number of tokens. So suppose the word data or science, suppose present for multiple times in the document, so in that case I will take only once. So the first action on the text document is that I will find all the individual unique words from the document and I will term them as the tokens, okay. So this is the tokenizing process. Next comes the counting. So counting is the occurrence of tokens in each document. So when I have a unique set of tokens from a document, then I count that how many occurrences of each token are there in the document. So suppose for instance the word science is present 4 times in the entire document, so I will say that this science equal to, means the frequency of science word is 4. Like that, for all the tokens I will calculate the what is the frequency of that token in the document. So that is the counting process. Okay, then comes the normalization. So normalizing and weighting with diminishing importance tokens that occur in the majority. So then I have to do some normalization, that there are various ways of doing that. So suppose there are few words which are very common. Suppose the word the, is, a, and. So these are some words which are actually present in all the documents, most of the documents, and they have some very frequent occurrences as well. And it is better in most of the cases that we should remove those words, because as they are very common and they will be present in all the documents, so they may not help in our prediction process when we are going to predict some outcome. So we can, what we can do, we can remove those words from the document. They are called the stop words. So based on my requirement, I can remove a set of words from the entire process, and then I can do the normalization of the values, okay. So sometimes it may be relevant, because suppose you are doing some handwriting analysis or some some character analysis of a person, then maybe the most frequent occurring word may help us, but most of the cases we don't need that. So in the normalization process we do the entire thing, we remove some commonly occurring words and we handle the sparse data as well. So I'll come to that. So it's kind of as you know, the normalization, so you are trying to put it in some good shape of data so that it can be processed more efficiently. Okay, so when you have done this process, means tokenizing and counting and normalizing, then it actually appears as a matrix. So it's kind of one row per document and one column per token. So if I have total 100 documents, so there will be 100 records in the matrix, and for each record, for all the tokens, there should be one column, right? mm, Now comes the term as vectorization. So vectorization is the general process of turning a collection of text documents into numerical feature vectors. So we'll have some processes already written in sklearn, so we'll use that, but this is the, by definition we can say that this is the entire process we can term together as vectorization. Okay, then there is a term which is commonly used, that is called the bag of words representation. So what is that? It is tokenization, counting and normalization, everything together is termed as bag of words. Okay, and what is the main part of this process? That it ignores the relative position information of the words in the document. So what I am doing, that first of all I am identifying the all the unique words as tokens, then I am counting the presence of each word or token in the document, and then I am doing some normalization, but I am really not bothering that exactly where the word is present within a sentence. So the order of presence of the word or token is not important in this type of representation. Okay, resulting matrix will have many feature values that are zeros, of course. Means if I have found that okay, the entire document has some 500 unique tokens, then for each document maybe there are some 300 or 400 tokens which are not present in a particular document. So for all the documents, most of the columns or most of the tokens there will be only null data, so all are zeros, right? So as I am calculating the frequency, so maybe suppose for instance one particular document has some 100 words. So for when I am taking the 500 tokens, then for all the 400 tokens it will be 0, the count will be only 0. So that is how this matrix will be formed. So it will be kind of a most of the records having column values as 0, so that needs to be handled. So that is handled in this vectorization process. So it is a compact matrix is created through some processes which are already written in the library functions. Okay, so now we'll discuss about the modules that in the scikit-learn implementation. So first one, okay, so this data fetch 20 news groups that we have discussed in a separate session, so I'm not going into detail of that. Then comes count vectorizer. Okay, it implements both tokenization and occurrence counting. So you know that there are 3 steps. So this count vectorizer, when I am calling, it is doing both tokenization and occurrence counting on the text documents. And default parameters values are reasonable, so we don't need to think much about the parameters. The default values are sufficient for our processing. Then comes the concept of stop words. So words like and, the, him presumed to be uninformative and they can be removed if required. So that is one parameter that we can supply for count vectorizer. Then comes TF-ID F transformer. That is another module. What it is doing, it transforms a count matrix to a normalized TF or TF-IDF representation. So I told you that first of all I do tokenization, then I count all the occurrences of each token in each document, and after that when I get a matrix, then which is having most of the data as 0, then I can do some normalization process. So this TF-IDF transformer, it does some TF or TF-IDF representation. So TF stands for term frequency and TF-IDF stands for term frequency times inverse document frequency. So it does some based on the frequency of the tokens, it does some normalization. It scales down the impact of tokens that occur very frequently in a given corpus. Corpus means it's a collection of documents, collection of text documents. So maybe some normalization is done. So here what is done, that if one token is present very frequently, then the impact is reduced, okay, because maybe if one token is frequent everywhere, then it may impact wrongly the prediction. So this type of normalization is done with this module. If I call this module, okay, we don't need to write code for that, it's only we can call that module and it will be done. Then comes another module that is called TF-IDF vectorizer, which is a new one in scikit-learn library. So it convert a collection of raw documents to a matrix of TF-IDF features. So it's like in case of earlier one, so I have to first call count vectorizer, then I have to call TF-IDF transformer, but instead of these two, what I can do, I can just call TF-IDF vectorizer. So it will do all the three parts of the operation. So it will do tokenization, it will do counting, and it will do normalization as well. So instead of calling this two, count vectorizer and TF-IDF transform, I can call only TF-IDF vectorizer. Okay, so I will go to Jupyter Notebook now. Okay, so here I am first I am importing this count vectorizer, and I will feed transform this news group train data, so that we have already done in the other session. So you have to refer that tutorial first. So in the news group train data set, we have the data for the training data we have. So I'm just doing this. Okay, so what I am doing with count vectorizer, you know that the tokenization and counting is done on the data, which was a collection of actually documents, and it is a set of sentences, words and sentences. Okay, so it's done. So if I just run this vectors, so you can see it is 2034. So 2034 was the total number of records, and these many columns are created, 26879. Okay, this is a sparse matrix of type this with 196700 stored elements in compressed sparse row format. So this is actually, this value is the multiplication of this. So there were 2034 documents in news group train data set, and for each document all these columns are created, because these many tokens are created and their frequency values are placed here. Okay, so if you just execute this, you can see that there were 2034 records for these file names. Okay, now I'll just convert it to array, this vectors one. So you can see that this is a collection of values for each of the 2034 records. All these you can see some zeros, because most of the values will be zeros for each document. Okay, so this is how I have done this tokenization and counting. So the next module I am going to import is TF-IDF transformer. So it's going to do actually the normalization one. So these are some parameters. This default one is fine for us for now. Okay, so now I will implement this module, this functionality on my data set. Okay, these vectors. So from that, this 2034 into 26879 sparse matrix, now it is created, but now some normalization is done on that data set. Okay, so let us convert this to array. So you can see that again I am getting some array where it is a collection of values, but now you can see it's some floating point numbers I can see, because some normalization was done on that, and some unnecessary things, unnecessary data frequency, they were removed and they were normalized. Okay, now I told you that instead of doing these two processes, I can simply call this module, this can do all the three steps together. So let us execute this. So here what I am doing, I am calling this process for both the trained data and test data. Okay, so if I execute, it is executed, and now if I vectorize this, so now this vectorization and entire process is done. So all the three steps are done, and now you can see again this tf idf vector, this is a, I have just converted it to array, and you can see that is again a collection of values which are mostly zeros. I can only see here zeros, so it's for all the records, for every record all these columns are created. Okay, so this is how I have converted one variable length text document to some numerical data vectors with fixed length. So this is how text feature extraction is working. So now my data set is ready, and next we will move to our naive Bayes algorithms. Okay, so thank you.